Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Off the Couch. Ant here, a therapist, and Shelly also here, another therapist.
Hello.
Hopefully you know by now. Just really appreciate you watching and tuning in. Very close to 50 subscribers now, so if you could help us get over the line and grow even more, that'd be great as well. And hit that like button because that'll really help us get up those YouTube rankings as well. Today we're going to cover a video on Send Help, 2026 film on, I think it's a Disney Plus now, isn't it, Shell? Is that right?
It is on Disney Plus, yep.
Yep, a comedy horror, I think you could brand it as, from Sam Raimi.
Yeah.
The absolute don in comedy horror, I think you could say. I know it got quite a lot of traction when it was at the cinema and people were talking about it, but yeah, you personally wanted to cover this one, didn't you? Because you liked it, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I thought, because obviously we've been looking at horror, and this one is dark comedy, so comedy horror. But I just think it was more of like a fun watch, a bit more like, I would say light-hearted. Obviously there is still, there's a horror aspect to it, but it's not real. There is a comical side to it. But I thought there was great acting. I thought Rachel McAdams was fantastic. I thought she was really good.
She always puts in a good turn, doesn't she? I mean,
yeah.
Even if these films I've not really been interested in, she was always pretty good.
Yeah.
So, where do you want to start? I mean, do you want to tell us a bit about the brief timeline of where it starts and middle end? I mean, obviously there's going to be spoilers involved.
Yeah. Well, we can start at the beginning. So obviously we're following Rachel McAdams is the main character, and we're following her difficulties at work, shall we say. She comes across as someone who tries very hard but isn't quite gelling with her team, isn't quite fitting in, and doesn't seem to be well liked by others. Despite trying to be kind, trying to join in, she's still not getting where she wants to be. She also seems to be what they're using as like their workhorse. So people that are above her or on the same level are using her to do reports and do the extra work. So we know that she's really capable at her job, and she's waiting for this promotion. She really wants this promotion. And right at the beginning, we see that she doesn't get the promotion despite putting in all the work. And actually meeting her new boss, Bradley, I think you said, wasn't it? Bradley, he is disgusted by her. He's disgusted.
Disgusted.
Yeah. And there is quite, it's a bit of a strange scene, but she had something round her mouth, and you can see just by the camera view that he's looking at it, and he's looking at that round her mouth, while she's trying to make a good impression with her new boss. And when he gets into his office, it's on his hand, and he makes his colleagues smell it, which is a bit of an uncomfortable one, because it's almost a bit like, I'm the boss, are you going to do what I say? And the guy does, and you can see from there that Bradley is disgusted by her, and he's not outright really rude to her. To begin with, I thought he managed it, he was trying to manage it in a professional way, but obviously it is discarding her hard work. And then I don't know if you remember, and the scene on the plane where she's really excited to be going, because to kind of lessen the blow that he's not given her the role, he was like, you need to come along with us.
Yeah.
So she was quite excited to be going on this trip to Bangkok and being able to prove herself as a valued member of the team. But it ends up quite humiliating for her, because they're actually watching her video audition for Survivor, where she's trying to show all of her skills. And, it is cheesy, but any reality TV show that they're all cheesy, right? But they make it clear that they're laughing at her, and he doesn't care, that she can see and that she's upset. And this is where, things then go wrong. The plane crashes, and it is just her and Bradley left on a desert island.
First, you've got to stop you there. Are we ever going to see your audition video to Blankety Blank?
Blankety blank.
Yeah, I can see you on Blankety Blank.
No thanks. I wouldn't audition for anything like that. I'd be too scared.
What are you going to tell me to F off? That's a come on for this. Not in the real show yet.
I'm a professional, Anthony.
Fair play.
just do that.
But
see, professional.
Yeah, professional all times. Consummate. But yeah. I mean, it was a tough watch because they were treating her terribly, weren't they? Proper high levels of misogynism, and you really did feel for the character, didn't you? Because she was treated abominably, and if I remember correctly, 'cause I seen it a few weeks ago, he wasn't he promoted above his station because of his dad owned the company, right? Was it due to nepotism?
His dad was the boss previously, and his dad promised her the promotion because she worked so hard, and I think he valued her work. And then obviously he's come in and he's just given it to who he thinks is better for visibility. And that guy also happens to be male. So it doesn't look good on her perspective, does it? Because it does look a bit, I don't know if you agree with this, but at the time it looked a bit like old boys clubby.
Yeah, it was definitely that vibe going on, wasn't it? And then obviously, spoiler alert, the plane crashes, doesn't it? And most of the people end up in the seabed, absolute fish food. And then Rachel McAdams' character Linda and Dylan O'Brien's character Bradley end up on the island, and then it goes from there. And then going on a bit, they kind of piece things together a bit, don't they? They make up a bit.
Well, he's always, for me, he always seems so resistant to her, even though to begin with, she's the one that kept him alive. She kept him covered, she got him water, she got him food, she cared for him really well. So actually, her skills on Survivor really helped them out because she knew what she was doing. I don't know, I don't know if it was because of who he is, he wanted to be in control. And in this situation, the power imbalance was, in Linda's favour, not his.
Yeah, so the tables were turned. I mean, from a therapist point of view, what trends do you spot? What topics really sprang out to you to maybe want to cover this one?
Yeah, I mean, for me, because obviously as the film goes on, he is unkind to her many times, as in trying to leave her, drugging her with something, all the while. At that point, she's not really done anything wrong apart from try to look after her. She has tried to delay, and I think it's because for once she's feeling a connection with a person. She did try to delay them leaving. So I guess what comes up for me is how much can one person take before they snap? She does share, I don't know if you remember this, Ant, she does share that she was in an abusive marriage. Yeah. And she'd been in that abusive marriage for something like 10 years. And I think she felt guilty because she would normally hide his keys when he'd been drinking. But this one particular day, he was so vile that she gave him his keys. And it turns out, he drove the car and he was killed. So, you'd kind of seen her, had she snapped before as well. But obviously we've seen that she's come from a traumatic past. Then she's thrown herself into this job, given it her all, and has very little respect for that. And then even after looking after Bradley so well, again, there's such disrespect. There's very little regard for her. And it is, how much can she take, emotionally, before she then snaps and it feels like she wants revenge. She wants to get even.
So you think it covered DV relationships quite well in the whole? I mean, I know it's hard to do it in a film like that, but...
It is hard to do that. I think what it covered well was the fact that she still felt guilt despite years and years of abuse. And I think it highlights that very slightly, but I think it does hit on that subject of survivors of domestic violence still carrying a sense of guilt over, are they to blame for what happened to them? And in this instance, is she to blame for her husband dying? Whereas, we can sit here and I can say, I don't think she is to blame. She's not responsible for his behaviour. He chose to drink and he chose to drive. That's on him. But obviously she didn't feel that way completely.
Yeah, I mean, do you think the film intimated at times that she had a part to play in that death? Or...
Well, maybe. I think they just left it to you to think about. Because at the time, I was like, no. But obviously towards the end, you're a bit like, maybe. Because it is almost like there's only so much she can take. And if you keep crossing her, then she is going to take you out. And that, obviously, we saw that pattern play out. And actually, I know it sounds really bad, but for once, I was kind of rooting for her.
You're in for, yeah, I mean...
Yeah,
come
I
on,
didn't think Bradley was a great guy. I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't think she should have killed his fiancée and the other guy. I thought that was, you know, they hadn't really done anything wrong. But in some ways, you know, it is a comedy horror. Bradley kind of deserved it. He was consistently nasty. He had this sense of entitlement that he didn't have to offer anyone else respect, only he came first.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you're going to find many audience members, viewers are going to be rooting for Bradley. Are you? The way he treated her, and especially being everything handed to him on a plate, and the arrogance of him when he was, let's be facing, not really possessing much quality. I don't think it really shown that much, but yeah, I don't think many would complain about the ending and how she seemed to end up on massively on top.
On top, yes. And I think that's what the fun aspect of it. I think that's, you know, a different ending, but the ending that you wanted.
Yeah, and probably people must know by now that we're obviously big horror fans and know Sam Raimi's work very well, but do you think it was a good modern addition to his filmography?
Yeah, I did. I liked it. I thought it rated quite well. I would, out of 10, I'd give it a solid 7.
Solid 7.
Yeah, for comedy horror, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, comedy horror is tough to rate well, isn't it, and score well. But
yes,
it seems to have done well. Yeah, in the streaming services and at the cinema and things. But yeah, I don't know if it lacked a bit or something for me, because I don't know if it had that Raimi hallmark to it. Like, but The Evil Dead, I mean, it's such a classic, isn't it? Like, I mean,
it is.
Yeah. I know when it was released in the 80s, it was so pioneering, wasn't it? Nothing kind of been seen before, and I think he did a brilliant job with Spider-Man as well. I still think I know nostalgia plays a big part in that, but I still think it's the best Spider-Man's for me, because it had some darkness to it as well. But yeah, I think it's, like you say, a solid Saturday night film that you could sit down and watch. I'd probably go more of a 6.5, but I don't know, I just think it just felt a bit unraveling at times, and just, I don't know, it lost a bit of edge for me for how, I mean, it seemed a bit stereotypical and something I've kind of seen before. When I don't really expect that from Raimi, I'd expect a bit more of a different twist. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I thought it was quite good that we had the woman out on top, but I also really liked. I never believed she was doing it, but the scene with the rat, where he was paralysed and she insinuated she was cutting off a certain part of his anatomy, and she wasn't. And I thought that was quite an intense scene, because obviously he was terrified but couldn't move at all.
She was definitely enjoying the control at that point, wasn't she?
Yes.
I mean, do you think it was a champion of feminism? Do you think it represented feminism well, that film?
Well, I don't know. I mean, it can, in the sense of that, you know, she has found her voice and she is on top, but maybe not in the sense of, you know, killing other people to get there.
Yeah, I mean, you shouldn't have to kill people to get on top. Should you?
No.
Is what you're saying?
No.
Yeah.
No, but it is showing you that women still have those difficulties in the workplace, and like you said about Bradley being a nepo baby, we still have to contend with people like that when it comes to professional careers.
So you're saying something needs to be done about nepo babies? Yeah.
No, I'm not saying that. Do not put words in my mouth. I'm just saying that these things do happen, and it shows that.
Oh, so you're a champion of nepo babies now.
What are you trying to? You're just trying to cause an argument, aren't you?
No, I'm just in a naggy mood. But yeah, let us know what you think, everyone. What do you think of Send Help? Do you agree with what we said? Do you think it was nice to see the woman absolutely go all guns blazing, or all spears blazing in the island? Do you think it was a good addition to Raimi's work? Yeah, really interested to see your thoughts. Please like and subscribe as always, and yeah, drop your comments below. We'd like to hear it, won't you?
We'd love to.
Take care and see you next time. Thanks.
Bye.